In my last video, I talked about using AI in the job application process, and this is very, very important if you're starting over at 60 and you need a new job, a new career. Having one resume and sending it to everybody is as outdated as printing it out on paper and handing it to somebody. This is something that has really evolved very quickly and is very different than maybe the last time you were looking for a job. What you have to realize is that AI is reading your resume, so AI should be writing your resume. This isn't the time to be like, well, I'm going to write it myself. And no, you can't do it. You have to just let AI do it. You can start with your base resume. Make up your resume the way you want with all of your skills and your education and all your different jobs. So start with that. Then you take that and you put it into the AI chatbot, whichever one you use. Then you are going to make a new resume for every job that you apply for. Now, this is long and time consuming and it's going to take a while, but you have to do it. You have no choice. This process is longer than it used to be. So you take each job description for each job that you're applying for and you put it in there and say, hey, ChatGPT, I'm applying for this job. Here's the job description. Now you've got my base resume, so print out a customized resume for this job. And it will spit one out for you. So you take that, you put it into a new Microsoft Word, and you clean it up, you format it the way you want, and you've got a optimized resume to send to each job. That's important because their AI is looking for certain keywords, and those keywords will show up in your resume. So that's good. Now, you have to double check this. Make sure that everything looks good. Make sure all the dates and names and companies look good. But you also want to make sure that the AI isn't saying that you've done things that you haven't done before. For example, I'm a writer. Let's say I've never written for the healthcare industry, but that's what I'm applying for. I'm applying to be a copywriter for a healthcare company. So I have to check and make sure that the AI isn't claiming that I have already written for the healthcare industry. That's important. Now, a couple other things, you can use AI to do a cover letter if you need one of those. And again, go through it, make sure that it looks right. And you can kind of tweak the wording a little bit to make sure it sounds a little more like you and a little less like it came out of a machine. You can also use it to help you with your follow-up letters after an interview. You've had an interview, I just had one, and I wrote a follow-up letter saying, hey, it was nice interviewing with you, and here's what I could do for your company. But I put that in the ChatGPT and just ran that through and says, hey, how does this look? Do you want to make any suggestions? And just make sure that it knows what job you're applying for to make sure that your follow-up letter also works. So this is kind of a lot, but if you're applying for a job, this is what you have to do now. If you're not familiar with AI, now is the time to get familiar with it because that's where the world is right now.